Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Wednesday, January 27th, 2016. The authorized soul presence in the Lynn-Life is that aspect of Ra who signed for the life for the burdens of the life. If your hand did not hold that pen, you are not authorized to be here. You are a criminal body snatcher. The authorized soul presence in the Jamie body mind is that aspect of the second generation Nature Realms leader known as Jack, who was selected for this assignment because he was in first place for doing the required self-care of using hands and arms to keep channels up and burning least true right away. Any other presences are criminal body snatchers. We continue to have to spend an awful lot of our time working to overcome the misdirection that is especially damaging to the more pure channels of the team. Asha, Kosa, Luce, and the like are especially harmed. And we continue to have to spend a lot of the time removing these body snatchers. As always, our intention is to do what is ours to do right now in all dimensions to manifest the divine plan. With that, the videoed portions of today's efforts begin. But now, in order to manifest the divine plan, provide a collective restart by January 17th, 2017, and meet the next deadline, which will presumably be February 16th, 2016. What do I know? I know that the layers of the subatomic that we are working with right now have been labeled by wiser minds above as emerging epiphanies, and they seem to be labeled that way because this is where oversoul presences have kind of deep injected their horrifying actions in a kind of wink wink nod nod everyone does it way.
That's true.
And it's time to clear away these lies because this is not a healthy foundation for life.
That's true.
How high must we reach to connect with the presence with enough integrity to actually manifest the divine plan? We just pump up these lies. What do I notice? That's not correct. That's not what they're asking. Wow, that's the first time that's happened.
That's true.
The question had an untruth buried in it, and
that's
gotcha.
true.
So I'm burning that channel. I'm burning that which is least true. That is the first time that's happened.
That's true.
Okay. Well, that shows that my channels are not up high enough. Let me reconnect with that thinnest, finest laser light
Of truth.
pitch of truth. Here's what I know. In the end, everyone wears white hats.
That's true.
In the end, the divine plan will manifest. Source isn't going to give up.
That's true.
All of this crazy resistance is exactly that, crazy resistance.
That's true.
It's futile. It's simply a matter of time and effort. We aren't stopping. We aren't stopping. We aren't stopping. There isn't anything that you can do to stop us. It's all been tried so many times over.
That's
You
true.
can hinder us. You can slow us down. And all of that accrues to your record.
That's true.
The law of cause and effect is real, and you are definitely not going to like the karma that you're racking up.
That's true.
I notice that the river of lies
Yes.
is moving smoothly.
That's true. I
And-
noticed that.
Yes, and it's a broader river.
Yes, that's true.
Trying to stop this would be like trying to stop the Mississippi.
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
That's true.
What would I advise? what I would advise to these presences is to begin coming clean. It's better when we self-report our own errors. It's just better to acknowledge it and say, I did these things,
That's
and I'm not
true.
proud of it, but I did do them, and here's what I learned.
That's true.
To just acknowledge it, say, here's what I did, and here's what I learned, and then stand to the side. And if you can get a lot of your friends to join you in this confessional, so to speak, it'll go easier. It won't go easier on you, but it will be easier in the moment.
That's
You'll
true.
perceive it to be easier.
That is true.
The karma has already been accrued. And when you acknowledge it and begin to take remediative actions, then it will get better for you. Until then, you're just continuing to make it worse, to dig your hole deeper.
That's true.
We can compress in the base of the pillar where it comes down into emerging epiphanies. It kind of
Yes.
widens like a bulb syringe. And we can just compress in those sides and get a real
Shoot up
geyser
the
going
stuff.
up.
That's true.
It's possible that instead of excavating out the rest of the pillar, that after we compress in the sides of emerging epiphanies and shoot out all that gunk, that
Yes.
it won't be wider.
That's true.
It's possible. I don't know. We haven't tried that. Let's do it.
Squeeze.
Now let's bifurcate all those who really
We
want to know what's actually true
going on.
to the central axis of the search for true pillar. I like actually going
True,
on.
yeah.
They're both,
It's all true.
it's all true, different ways of saying
Saying
the
it.
same thing.
That's true.
But many people are completely incapable of telling what's going on in their
That's
lives.
true.
They just wander around helpless,
That's true.
just making an incredible string of bumbling errors.
That's true. Life just happens to them.
Life happens to them.
That's true.
And they even feel it that way. They feel as if life is happening to them.
That's true.
We can do this in a measured pace so that people can notice, wait a minute, this current is taking me away from the midline.
That must mean I don't actually want to know what's really going on.
That's right. And then have an opportunity to make a new choice.
Huh.
Or not. They
I don't
also
want
have
to be a passive participant in this experience of sentience. I'd like to actually know what's really going on. Or not.
or not, one way or
That's
the
true.
other, but to have it be made clear. Here's what's actually going on for you, friend. And now you can decide, is that what you want to have going on? I noticed the top end of this fire hose of truth.
Yes.
And it's just spewing out what looks like sewage.
That's true.
Sometimes the truth isn't pretty. And it's on a floor that looks empty.
That's true.
It looks like an adult workplace, but there isn't anyone here.
Yes.
And there's no one who's directing the fire hose of truth, but our instructions here are to simply get it up above those children so that it doesn't make them sick.
That's true.
I also know, what do I know? I know that there is continual harassment of our team members who are working in the non-physical,
That's true.
being imprisoned more than once a day, and a lot of time is being spent to have to go undo those actions. And that Paul's higher souls, who are attorneys, have an opportunity to participate, and that this truth that is unpleasant but still true would be very helpful to them in a way that they don't yet know because they haven't had the data to work with and haven't had a chance to sift through it. But we know that that character who reminded us of Stephen Colbert
Yes.
was just salivating at the opportunity to get his hands on this data.
That's true.
And I am convinced that Paul's higher soul attorney selves would be equally excited about it if they would take the time to look at the substance that is coming forth and what it actually means.
That's true.
And meanwhile, where is that Stephen Colbert guy? And that's another thing that Paul's
That's a good
attorneys,
question.
right? That's another thing that Paul's attorney higher souls should highlight. And right now we're live streaming up and saying, friends, that Stephen Colbert guy has disappeared, and that proves that what we're saying is true.
That's true.
And Luce is being continually harassed and detained also proves that what we're saying is true.
And that Stephen Colbert guy was a high-profile member of that community.
Right. And where is he today? He was there last night.
Where is he?
Where is he?
And if someone that high-profile can be disappeared like that,
Right.
what's really going on?
What's really going on? I see him way off the midline, like I see a hand waving. He doesn't look good. You know what it reminds me of is when we found, maybe it was the odds maker in a barn, tied up and beaten up. It's that same feeling. Is that this Stephen Colbert guy has been roughed up.
That's true, and like dropped off in the middle of the woods somewhere.
Right.
That's true.
And basically said, don't ever, threatened, if you ever do that again, we'll
break your knees and kill you.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
That's true. Big scary threat.
Big scary threat.
That's true.
Okay, so live streaming this up to Paul's higher souls who are attorneys. There's your proof of your case, by the way, right there. Between whatever's going on with that Stephen Colbert guy, and like we can give you the GPS location, so to speak, there he is.
And he's saying, I want to talk about this.
He wants to talk about
this.
Get
the cameras rolling.
That's right. And meanwhile, all those amateur videographers who are at the level in which you are experiencing sentience have all, I think their cameras have been confiscated and they've been threatened. But there are, if you look up, I still see those little red lights.
I see them blinking red lights.
At levels even higher.
That's true.
It's all being recorded. It's all being recorded. Look up. I don't feel a lot of motion on the higher soul of Paul level.
I feel motion on that level, but I don't think it's the motion of Paul's higher souls.
That's what I meant. I don't feel they are taking action.
That's true.
It's possible they too have been threatened, so we're just live streaming up to even higher levels.
That's true.
To even higher levels. We're going past all of you guys. And to Paul, that's what we would say is, this is how it is. Work past those presences. Reach higher. You can do it. You have give in your energy body. You aren't stretched to the max.
That's true.
Just reach higher. Reach past them. That's what a no feels like. And if there isn't anybody, then that is good information to have.
That's true.
And so have an attitude of curiosity. How high must I reach to find a higher soul with enough integrity to actually do something to stop this abuse of the law?
That's true.
That's a good mindset.
That's a good
Go with that. Go forth with that. I don't know whether or not he's going to take that action, but he hears it. Now he has the opportunity to decide whether or not he actually wants to know what's true about his own higher souls.
That's true.
All those who want to know what's actually going on to the midline of the search for truth pillar. All others moved away. I feel like that Stephen Colbert guy is being drawn closer to the midline.
That's true.
He wants to know, and he wants to know with a completely different attitude. Yesterday he was kind of gleeful.
Yeah.
And now it's almost like he's feeling heartbroken.
That's
it's like,
true.
wow, that's what God is like? Whoa, I want to know what's really going on.
That's true.
Unless I'm having a fantasy that Stephen Colbert guy has walked through the approach tunnel and is coming into the open space.
That's true. I can see him through Pict's eyes.
I can too. This is where the bodies have been buried, so to speak, quote unquote.
That is true.
He's walking around and he sees the name tags that are on these boxes of lies, and they're really horrifying.
That's true.
He's saying, I wouldn't have believed this yesterday morning, but I believe it now.
That's true.
He intends to compile the most important newsworthy items and go up to a really high podium or something like that and spread the word.
That's
and
true.
Make it public.
That's true.